Chapter number 1, Introduction to Strategic Management. Introduction to Strategic Management. It includes meaning and nature of strategic management, concept of strategy, strategic management, importance of strategic management, limitations of strategic management, strategic intent, strategic levels in organization, corporate level, business level, functional level. Concept of management. Management is an influence process to make things happen, to gain command over phenomena, to induce and direct events and people in a particular manner. This term is often used as key group in an organization in charge of its affairs, set of interrelated functions and processes carried by management to attain objectives. Concept of strategy. We may define the term strategy as long-range blueprint of an organization, long-range blueprint of organization's desired image, direction, and destination. That is what it wants to be, what it wants to do, and where it wants to go. Igor H. Ensoff defines strategy as the common thread among organizations' activities and product markets that defines the essential nature of business that organization has or planned to be in future. Organization already planned or will be planned in future. William F. Fluick. Yeah. So he said strategy is a unified, comprehensive, integrated plan designed to ensure that basic objectives basic objectives are achieved. Strategy is consciously considered and flexibly designed scheme. Consciously considered, flexibly designed scheme of corporate intent and action to mobilize resources, direct human effort and behavior to handle events and problems, to perceive and utilize opportunities, and to meet challenges and threats for corporate survival and success. Strategy is partially proactive and partially reactive. The company's strategy is typically a blend of proactive actions on the part of management to improve the company's market position and financial performance, reactions to anticipated developments and fresh market conditions in the dynamic business environment. Proactive strategy is planned strategy, whereas reactive strategy is adaptive reaction to changing circumstances. Company experiences, know how, resources, strength, weakness, and competition capability. Experience, resources, strength, weakness, and capability are proactive elements. New initiatives plus ongoing strategy elements continued from prior periods. Adaptive reactions to changing circumstances. So basically, the experience, resource, strength, weakness, and capabilities are abandoned strategy elements, and proactive strategy elements, new initiative plus ongoing strategy elements, continued from prior periods, adaptive reactions, and reactive state strategy are latest version of company's strategy, or it is also known as actual strategy. Proactive element Proactive elements, new initiative plus adaptive reactions, and reactive strategy. These are latest version of company's actual strategy. Strategic management is process of developing strategic vision, setting objectives, crafting strategies, implementing and evaluating the strategy, and initiative corrective adjustment where deemed appropriate. To create competitive advantage, overall objective of strategic overall objective of strategic management is to create competitive advantage, something unique and valued by the customer, and to guide company successfully through all changes in the environment. That is to react in the right manner. Unique and valuable. Importance of strategic management. It defines goals and mission. Helps to develop core competencies and competitive advantages. Helps organization to be proactive instead of reactive in shaping future. Provides all framework for all major decisions. Prepare prepares to face prepares for the future, serves as corporate defense mechanism against making mistakes and pitfalls, enhance longevity of the business. Limitations of strategic management. It is complex and turbulent. Environment is highly complex and turbulent. That is why it is difficult to understand the environment and exactly pinpoint how things will shape up in future. It is time consuming process. Strategic management is time consuming process. Costly process. This costly process adds lot of expenses to the organization. Difficult to estimate competitors' response. A competition is unpredictable. It is difficult to estimate competitive response to strategy. We made the strategy. We won't know what our competitors will, how our competitors will respond to it. Strategic intent is vision, mission, goals, objectives, and values. Strategic intent refers to purpose of what the organization strives for senior managers. Purpose of senior managers def- what- defines purpose of senior managers define what do they want to do in future, why they want to do in future. Okay, what do they want to do and why do they want to do. what they want to do and why. Why they want to do represent strategic intent of the firm. Intent, it tells intent. Clarity in strategic intent is extremely important for future success and growth, uh, irrespective of its nature and size. Clarity of intent is important. It implies the purpose which an organization endeavors to achieve. This it is a statement that provides perspective of means which will lead the organization reach its vision in the long run. Components of strategic intent. Value system goes components of a strategic intent includes value system, which includes goals and objectives, mission, vision, strategic intent. Vision. Vision is the blueprint of future possession. It depicts aspirations, provides a glimpse what it would like to become in future. Challenge in developing a strategic vision. Essentials of strategic vision. Essentials of strategic vision is challenge in developing a strategic vision that is creative. It is challenging to develop the vision, creative and future directed. Forming a strategic vision is an exercise. Forming vision is an exercise in intelligent entrepreneurship. A well articulated vision creates enthusiasm. Vision statement illuminates the direction in which the organization is headed. Mission delineates the firm's business. Goals and ways to reach goals. A mission statement helps to identify what business the firm undertakes, defines present capabilities, activities, customer focus, and role in society. Points must be considered while writing a mission statement of a company are to establish special identity of the business, one that typically distinct it from similar positions company. So when we're writing the vision, so it should be special identity, right? It should be special identity of the business that one typically distinct it from similar companies. Distinct from similar companies. Special identity. Ah, okay, fine. Establish special identity of the business that is distinct from other similarly positioned companies. Okay, that is distinct from other companies. Special identity that is different, distinct from other companies. So when we are writing the mission, we have to consider that. We have to focus on the needs which our business is trying to satisfy. Customer groups, what are our customer groups? And the customer groups it wants to target, the customer groups it wants to target, and technologies, competencies it uses, and the activities it performs. Needs it is trying to satisfy, customer group which it is trying to target, technologies which it uses, and activities which it performs. Good mission statements should be unique to the organization for which they are developed. The mission of the company should not to make profit. Surpluses may be required for survival and growth. Surpluses are required for survival and growth, but cannot be mission. Right? Am I right, guys? Now we will talk about goals and objectives. Goals are broad statements that describes what a company aims to achieve in the long term. They are typically high level, overarching statements that reflects vision and value. Goals are often qualitative and may be open-ended, allowing the company to continually strive towards achieving them. Sorry. Objectives are specific, measurable, and time bound statements that define what a company wants to achieve in to medium term. Short to medium term. They are concrete and detailed statements that provide direction and focus on what the company needs to do to achieve its goal. What needs to do? What to do to achieve goals. Objectives are often quantitative, include specific metrics, and can be used to track progress and success. However, in practice, no distinction is made between goals and objective. Both the terms are used interchangeably in practice. Objective to be meaningful to serve the intended role must possess the following characteristics. Objectives should define the relationship with environment, should facilitate towards achievement of mission and purpose, should provide the basis for decision making, should provide standards for performance appraisal, should be concrete and specific, relate to a time frame, measurable, controllable, challenging. Different objectives should correlate with each other. Should be set within the constraint of organization, within the boundaries of resources and external environment. Long-term objectives. To achieve long-term prosperity, strategic planners commonly establish long-term objectives. 7 areas. Long to achieve prosperity, we have divided the objective into 7 areas: profitability, competitive position, employees relation, public responsibility, productivity, employee development, technology, leadership. So it is P Q E square and CD. Value system. Strategic intent, purpose that organization aims to achieve. Values form omnipresent foundation of each and every decision that management takes. An organization without values are like with no real intent. Values are deep rooted principles which guide the organization's decisions and actions. Collins and Porras. Collins and Porras succinctly define core values: inherent and sacrosanct. They never be compromised, either for convenience or short term economic gain. Values often reflect the values of companies' founders, reflect the company. Hewlett Packard's celebrated HP way is an example. They are source of company's distinctiveness, must be maintained at all costs. A few examples of values are integrity, trust, accountability, humility, innovation, and diversity. 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 Strategic levels of an organization. Corporate level, CEO, other senior executives, board of directors, and staff. Business level, divisional managers and staff. Functional level, functional manager, marketing, finance, etc. So, head office, corporate level, business level, division 1, division B, division C. Functional level, business function, marketing function, right? Strategic business units. The general managers of these divisions, the general managers of these divisions then become responsible for the general manager of their division, responsible for particular product line. The overriding concern of the divisional managers is healthy growth of the divisions. They are responsible for deciding how to create a competitive advantage and achieve higher profitability with the resources and capital they have at their disposal. Headquarter corporate strategy. Where to compete? SBU business strategy, how to compete. SBU2 business strategy, how to compete. SBU3 business strategy, how to compete. Business 1 functional strategy, how to implement business strategy. Business function 2 functional strategy, how to implement the business strategy. Business function 3 functional strategy, how to implement business strategy. How to implement business strategy. Network relationship between three levels: functional and divisional relationship. Independent relationship, where each function independently run and headed by a head who is a business level manager, reporting directly to business head, reporting directly to business head who is a corporate level manager. Functions may be like finance, HR, marketing. While these divisions may depend on products like toy manufacturer kits, could be the divisions. So functions could be finance, human resource, marketing, and if you're talking about divisions, it can be products such as toys, teenager toys divisions, like these things. Horizontal relationship, all positions from top management to staff level employees, same hierarchical position. Flat structure, where everyone considered same level. This leads to openness and transparency in work culture, focused more on idea sharing and innovation. Type of relationship between levels is more suitable for startups, where they need to share ideas with speed is more desirable. Matrix relationship. It features like a grid like structure of levels in an organization, with teams formed with people from various departments, temporary tasks for temporary task based projects. These are more than one business level managers, more than one business for each function level teams. There are more than one business level managers for function. Like there are two business level manager for each functional level. Complex for smaller organization, but extremely useful for large organization. In the organization structure, Jayant oversees the growth of the consumer goods segment, while Kritika is in charge of B2B sales. Priya, responsible for legal functions in consumer care, notifies Jayant about newly implemented laws prohibiting consumer goods companies for sponsoring government activities. In response, Jayant promptly contracted Abhay, the finance head of consumer care, to relocate budget resources from marketing to travel. Considering this scenario, what can be inferred about the relationship between function and division within an organization? So here Giant growth of consumer goods segment, Kritika beauty B2B sales, Priya legal function. So it is strategic business unit. The SPU has a head giant. Each SPU has its own functional heads, Priya and the consumer goods segment, right? Priya Bhai operated independently. In SPO structure, each unit operates as a semi-autonomous entity with own functional areas and heads, allowing more independent decision makings and strategic control. Giant oversees consumer goods with Priya and Abhay heads of legal finance function respectively, indicates level of autonomy and independence that is characteristics of SPO within larger organizational structure. In his pursuit to expand the family business to Dubai, Dharamveer Singh, the successor of the renowned architect late Sri Lala Ram Laj Singh, faced a dilemma. Despite receiving positive feedback from various potential investors, a common trend emerged where the emphasis was primarily on swift construction, neglecting the importance of structural longevity. Dharam finds himself at the crossroad. What strategic approach would assist him in formulating a robust and coherent business roadmap that aligns with his vision for sustainable growth? Value system. Reasoning. In this scenario, most appropriate strategic approach uh, to formulate a robust and coherent business map aligned with his vision for sustainable growth would be to focus on value or value system. Strategic approach with his vision for strategic growth is uh, focus on value. Chapter number one revision is